All right, hey everybody, Aaron here on the Beta Ventree plantation with Joseph here in the background, one of our site managers. And it's been about 2 months since I made our last video. And we've got a lot of growth. We've just done a big weeding, so you can really see the plantation. After weeding the ground, you can really see the plantation, and you can see how quickly the lira trees are growing. Just down this row, you can see the weeds there. We're still in the middle of weeding. And you can see them on the ground as we're walking around. Just so much weed production in the rainy seasons here. So take a look. I'm just coming to an edge where the weeding is ongoing. You can see this wall of green, and you can see our lira trees here, and then all the green plants. Now a lot of these are legumes, which are fixing nitrogen. You can see by the leaf pattern here. And weeds are trying to increase fertility in the soil. They do end up competing with crops, but they are nature's way of improving soil quality. And so as we weed the plantation, which you can see here, this section here has been done, you're starting to see now all of the production and all of that nutrients is going into our crop, which has economic value and intrinsic value to the community here. And we're getting very close now. I would say this is kind of phase 2 now that we're entering into, which is where we're teaching the people who have been working for us on our capital initial investment to now come on as a voluntary labor force and take 20% of the finished sales of this crop, which will continue to provide sales for the next 10 to 20 years. As we harvest the lira tree, it regrows and it regrows and it regrows. I'm not sure how many times we can do that. But if you're doing 2 to 4 to 6 year cycles within the same plantation, I believe within about 20 years, we're going to produce close to $1 million plus, if not much more, from these pole woods and from the larger timber from the species that we select to harvest sort of at the 6 year or the 5 year mark. So a lot of this will go to pole wood for local construction stuff, and that'll bring in monthly income for the people. And once they start to see how much that 20% is worth, they'll increase in number, and then we'll have an example which we can spread throughout all of Uganda and or East Africa or anywhere else in the world, where people look at what we've done here, what we've accomplished with this test funding, and say, wow, you know, these guys have actually proven that we can take capital investment from you know, global financiers, all people from all over the world, and we can regenerate landscapes with natural trees that are indigenous to Africa and have very powerful benefits for the communities that they're working in. So let's just go for a little forest run here. Just kind of show you. This is a regrowth. So this is an example of where we've replanted. So this is what we call gap filling. So these will be about 2 to 3 months old. And then you can see the original trees here where Joseph is standing. He's about 5'10". He's a tall guy. You can see we've got 6, 7, 8 feet of growth already, just within our first 7, 8 months here. And it's becoming a forest. And this was just grassland before. And it used to be a floodplain. And as we weed, we make these piles. And all of the matter that you're seeing piled up in between the trees is also replicated underground. So we're feeding the trees as we do the weeds, as we clear the weeds. All the matter in the root systems, all these little root balls are turning back into more humus in the soil, more aeration in the soil. It's a heavy clay soil site. And I'm really pleased because just within 7 months, we now have a forest which is over our head. And we have approximately 50,000 trees now in the ground because we've been able to capitalize on the rainy season and replant all those areas on the site which had gaps, what we call gap filling. And so that's really good. And we have these nurseries. I'll just show you, I'm going to pause and start again. Just check out these nurseries. All right, so we're just walking through the plantation. It's a big site. We're walking through it to get to the nurseries that I want to show you because we have so much seed production. We have now we have 4-year-old trees which are producing seeds for us. So we have a completely sustainable model now in terms of genetic material. And let's just get through here. We've just come out onto the road here. You can see our little road. And right here we have our one of our community homes. They have their home vegetable gardens, they've got staple crops, they've got bananas, they've got fruit trees, they've got flowers, and they've got these beautiful nurseries right here. You see these rows of green. This is our lira nursery. So this is how we're doing all of our gap filling. And if you get in real close, you can just see one seed is producing 3, 4, 5 stalks. So one of the most amazing things that we've discovered in this project is that the lira tree seeds produce up to 5 seedlings for every 1 seed. It's absolutely phenomenal. Most drought resistant, most disease and pest resistant tree I've ever worked with, and it's the fastest growing hardwood I've ever come across in the world. I truly believe with this first plantation that we've done, we're unlocking a revolutionary style, technique, and method of reforesting Africa, stopping deforestation. Remember, all of these trees are not just being sold to the timber industry. They're being used locally. They're being spread out across a diverse range of markets, from firewood, charcoal, medicinal fodder for animals, pole woods, light construction, and craftwood for the actual timber industry for the older species. So there you go, quick little download. Here's our community farmers here. Say hi. Hello. Yeah, baby. Hi. And they're living the life. We're improving the quality of life. They're working hard every single day out here on this money, on these investments. And as this project starts to amortize and as this project matures, more and more people are going to want to get involved with us. So thanks again for your support. I hope this has been informative. And yeah, keep your fingers crossed. We're going to take this all the way. Cheers.